back to day 2 of meditation. I am Dr. Nathalie Edmond here with you. And today we are going to observe the breath. So observing the breath can be quite common as a meditation practice. Because if we think about meditation, the breath can be a great anchor. When I say anchor, it's something we come back to again and again and again, because our mind was designed to explore, or some people would say to wander, or some people would call a monkey mind. And I'm just going to say it's a mind that likes to explore. And so sometimes a meditative practice can be about just starting to notice how hard it can be, perhaps, to focus on just one thing. And so perhaps meditation is a concentration practice that allows us to train the mind to just be all there, however that shows up. And so when I think about observing the breath, there are many different ways that we can do that. So let's begin by, I'm going to light my candle. So interesting, it lights when I'm not filming, but it doesn't light other times. So my imaginary candle, right? That sometimes it's just the act itself, and we're not striving for perfection. And I have my chime that I will ring at the end of our practice. So know that there are guided meditations on the website, mmcounselingcenter.com, on the mindfulness and yoga page. So you can find the 6-minute breathing space. You can find a observing the breath practice. You might find other practices you enjoy there if you would like a meditation practice without all this chatter in the beginning. So one of the reasons why I think the breath is so powerful as a practice is because it's always with you. Right? So you can be in the grocery store, you could be driving, you could be taking a walk, you can be just about to enter a Zoom or in-person meeting, and you could just take a moment to take a conscious breath. Now, meditation isn't about relaxation. It's about curiosity in the present moment without judgment. I like how some people say about like learning to be where your feet are, and how we live in a society where that can be really challenging. So the breath is a great way to calm our nervous system down, and it's a great way to energize our nervous system depending on what we need in this moment. So here are some different options for observing the breath. I'll give you 3. One option is to simply notice the inhale and the exhale. And perhaps the mind needs a little bit more focus. And so you're just noting. Inhale, exhale. Doesn't matter how fast or slow the breath is moving. You're just noting the in and the out, the rise and the fall. So you pick for yourself which language you prefer to describe the inhale and the exhale, or the rise and fall, or the in and out. Another option is the count, right? Inhale 1, exhale 1. Inhale 2, exhale 2. And so on and so on. Maybe you get to 10 and then you start back at 1, and then you can notice how maybe sometimes we get into automatic pilot, or we're just mindlessly kind of going through the motions, but we're not fully present. Another option is just noticing the breath moving in and out. And when you notice that you're kind of starting to be in thinking mode, just note, not the breath. Not the breath. And it's not in a judgmental way. It's not in a grading way. We're not trying to be harsh with ourselves. We know that inevitably we're going to start thinking. Research shows that we spend 60% of our life lost in thought. So if you're going to sit here and meditate for 5 minutes, how can you possibly not do that? So expect that you will start to think. And just label not the breath, because right now in this practice, we're focusing on just tuning into our breath. So anything that brings us away from that distracts us from the breath, we just note and come back gently in a kind, aware, loving way. The last option is to just celebrate breathing. To just notice the temperature of your breath, the way that it moves, the way that it flows, how the rib cage and belly expand on the inhale and contract on the exhale. So you could set it yourself a timer. Insight timer, Calm, Headspace, Stop, Breathe, Think, 10% Happier, all so many different apps that you can use. Or you can just a regular old timer. So you don't even have to think about it. Set a timer, pick an amount of time. What I like about picking an amount of time is that you're just committed. So you don't stop because you feel good. You don't stop because you feel bad. It's just the time is done. And perhaps pick a place, a dedicated space where you'll meditate. Because, habits are formed by us doing it consistently. And if we pick a dedicated space, maybe a time of day, it could be in your car, right before you arrive wherever it is you're going. It's more important to be consistent than to do it for a long period of time. I love to hear how it's going. And if you're looking for some guided practices, you can check it out on the website. Take good care.